Hello, and welcome to the seventh quarterfinal of this crazy edition that we're having. We already have 12 semi-finalists with us, and by the time this quarterfinal ends, we'll have two more. A lot of fun, lot of great questions, answers, everything. It's been a great ride. Without further ado, I'm going to invite all the four contestants of this. The first contestant has, if I have to pick one participant in quizzing who has had the most topsy-turvy ride, it has to be him. Finalist, then crashes out in quarterfinal, and then finalist, and then wins the second edition, then crashes out in the quarterfinal, and he's back here. Very excited to see his journey in this tournament. Give it up for Ashish Shakya.
Hello.
Hi, Shak.
How's it going? Good to be here, KV. Good to be here.
Good. Welcome back. From someone with topsy turvy ride, someone with no ride at all because he's making his debut today. Very excited to make this panel very cute as we were discussing before the quiz started. All the way from Gujarat. Give it up for Chirayu.
Hello.
Woo-hoo.
I'm a quarter finalist.
Yes, for a quarter finalist. Chirayu is here. On that note, I'm going to someone who has been a consistent figure earlier. Every edition, he's been one of the consistent winners of the Fun Participant Award that we have. Man with, I think, semi-finalist all the time. If I recall correctly, right? Anyway, on that, no pressure. Give it up for Saurav Mehta. Hi, Saurav.
Buddy, reporting with 98 oxygen, killing it. Thank you.
All the best. May the oxygen be. On that note, the last quarterfinalist. This is a very interesting matchup again because she's the one who defeated the defending champion Ashish Shakya in the last edition. And there was a question in that quiz which was about David versus Goliath. And I remember a lot of comments were about what a great metaphor for that quiz. She's back here as the David, maybe as a Goliath this time. Who knows? Give it up for Shreeja Chaturvedi.
Hello.
Is there anyone मेरे अलावा जो अभी तक जीता नहीं हो?
श्रीजा बहुत टाइम से नहीं जीती थी और लास्ट इंट्रो में इन्होंने बोला था मैं हर बार आती हूँ और लास्ट आके जाती हूँ और लास्ट टाइम ये जीत गई थी.
That's why you got me.
Yeah, but as per followers of Quizzing with Comedians, the questions were easy.
It's like comedians going now when they kill they're like audience. They don't audience. And when they kill they're like audience बहुत basic है इनको ये अच्छा.
चलो ठीक है. On that note, all the best, Shaq, Chirayu, Saurav, and Shreeja. Let's begin. The first question is to Ashish. X burning Y. Okay, so I want to know both X and Y. Commonly called X, so commonly only called X, but the actual full name is X burning Y. Is an optical disc authoring program. The software is used for burning and copying optical discs such as CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, etc. X burning Y is a pun in reference to Emperor X, who was best known for his association in the Great Fire of a city. The emperor allegedly fiddled while the city burned. Also, the city in German is spelled Y. Okay, that's why this makes even more sense. The software's logo features a burning dash. Okay, although this is an anachronism as it was not built until after X's death. So on the software logo, we see something burning, which is technically incorrect because that didn't exist when this emperor was there. I want from you X and Y. Okay, what is X burning Y?
So the software is Nero.
Okay, so X is Nero.
Yeah. City in German is spelled Y.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the city I think is Rome.
Yeah.
So we're looking for
Y is slightly different than Rome.
Okay.
I want to know what Y is.
Uh,
The blank is Rome, of course.
yeah.
Sorry, the blank
So-
is actually Colosseum, but the city is Rome.
Yeah. City is Rome. So you want the German way in which it's.
Yeah, and more than the German thing, it's.
It is Rome. Yeah, it is German for Rome. Is correct? Is correct? Okay.
Or if you can just spell Y for me, that will be enough.
Okay. 1 second. Is it ROM?
Yes, that is the answer I was looking for. Nero burning Rom or Rom, that's the pun. Okay. Nero burning Rom, and that of course is Nero. 10 points to Ashish. Nero and Rome is correct.
क्या पन मारा है यार.
Burning Rome. 10 points to Ashish. From Rome, we go to Bible, okay, biblical characters, going to Chirayu now. Chirayu, this is your direct. The usage of this word in the most popular context is more recent than one would imagine. While it is actually the name of a very skillful hunter from the Bible, the word was used sarcastically by Bugs Bunny in an episode of the Looney Tunes show to refer to Elmer Fudd, who was the exact opposite of a skillful hunter. However, since then the word, possibly because it also sounds funny, is used to refer to an inept person. Which six-letter word are we talking about? We're talking about a word that's usually used to refer to an inept person. Okay. The origin of the word comes from Bible, where it was a skillful hunter. But since Bugs Bunny used it sarcastically, it became the opposite of a skillful hunter, which is like man with no skills. What six-letter word are we talking about?
टाइम ट्रैवल करके वो नीरो वाला कर सकते हैं. I think I've seen this character.
What a sad Avengers plot. Time travel करके quiz question answer किया और 10 point मिला.
Poetry वाले चुटकी बजाएंगे बाद. I've seen this character. I think it's a hunter जो big होता है. Pass. I don't know.
Passing to Saurav.
But he pass.
Passing to Shreeja.
Is it buffoon?
Not buffoon. Shat.
Nimrod.
Nimrod. What a great answer. It is Nimrod.
Woo.
Nimrod is a biblical character. Also in modern American English, they refer to as anyone who's stupid, dim-witted. They call them Nimrod. Okay.
This is Hemorrhoid's brother, Nimrod. Sorry.
Ashish gets 10 points there. Okay, we go to Chirayu again. This is again something from the past, but the phrase is like in today's English. This phrase, so X here is the phrase. The phrase originates from the words of John the Dash in Matthew 3:11. Okay, I've purposely removed the blank there because that's in some ways part of the answer. Let's look at what he says in Matthew 3:11. I indeed dash you with water unto repentance, but he that cometh after me is mightier than I, whose shoes I am not worthy to bear. He shall dash you with the Holy Ghost and dash dash. Now that's the origin. Now where have we seen this word being used? We've seen this two ways. One, in military usage. In military usage, this refers to a soldier's first time in battle. And in normal English, outside military usage particularly, it is used to refer to initiation into a new role. Which phrase are we talking about? An extra hint is it's also name of an AC/DC song. Okay. So
Rookie?
Sorry.
Rookie?
No, not rookie. Saurav?
But give me a minute.
Okay.
I don't know. Very bad guess. Thunder.
Not thunder. Shreeja?
This obviously I indeed highway to hell you.
Nice.
JK. It's JK, huh? I have no clue. Debut?
Not debut. Ashish?
Baptism by fire.
It is baptism by fire. 10 points to Ashish. John the Baptist. I indeed baptize you with water. And soldiers first time in battle also to refer to when you initiate into a new role. It's baptism by fire. Okay.
और चिरायु श्रीजा क्या चल रहा है लाइफ में?
कुछ नहीं यार, मेरे को लगा ये लोग कुछ हिंदू माइथोलॉजी का पूछेंगे, बाइबल वगैरह. ये क्या है
पता नहीं. मैं मतलब कोविड से लड़के ये सब. सोचो.
अरे बट ये बाइबल है वैसे.
नहीं. अरे आई एम नॉट कंप्लेनिंग. Maybe the problem isn't you. The problem is my lack of upbringing, knowledge. You isn't the questions. I am the dumb.
Mehta, why are you insulting your parents for no reason?
No, I mean, you could have bought me some books, yaar. I'm just saying.
एक बाइबल नहीं है घर में यार, तो यही तो
Oh man.
Okay, going to Chirayu again. X is a French stewed vegetable dish originating in Nice. The name derives from a French word meaning to stir up. From the late 18th century in French, it merely indicated a coarse stew. The modern version of the dish contains tomatoes as a foundation for sauteed garlic, onion, zucchini, aubergine, bell pepper, marjoram, fennel, and basil or bay leaves, and thyme. Which dish that became known worldwide thanks to a movie of the same name?
Ratatouille.
Yes, perfect answer. It is ratatouille. 10 points to Chirayu there. Talking about ratatouille, the dish.
Just want to clap harder for this. I'm sorry.
नहीं मुझे आगे कुछ नहीं पता था वो चूहे वाली बात चल रही
Right,
पर
ठीक है. I'm just happy कि Shaq, I'm supporting you, but at least
Thanks.
it's good
Thanks.
that someone has said something, Shaq. That's it.
Nice save, Saurav.
अगर लास्ट लाइन नहीं होती मैं पिज्जा बोल देता तो
The next direct will go to Saurav. Saurav, the X effect is an unusual phenomenon where a large group of people remember something differently than how it occurred. Okay, the word comes from a 2010 study where thousands of people collectively remember that X died in prison in 1980s, while actually he died in 2013. Okay. So the study is named after someone who a lot of people thought had died in prison in 1980s, but actually had died in 2013. This gave rise, because of this, the fact that a lot of people remember something differently than how it actually occurred is named after him. Other famous examples of this,
Sorry.
other famous examples of this effect include a vast majority of population remembering Darth Vader say the dialogue, "Luke, I am your father," while in reality he said, "No, I am your father." Or that the Monopoly mascot doesn't actually wear a monocle, or that the actual dialogue in Disney's Snow White is magic mirror on the wall and not mirror on the wall. These are all examples of this effect, the dash effect. In fact, there's a science fiction movie also in 2019 that had the same name as the answer to the question. Tell me, what is this effect called?
Firstly, this is how politicians win elections. So plus
Nice.
5 to me for satire, guys. Come on.
nice one.
Uh,
One participant.
but yeah, I just have one guess. I will just go for it. Inception.
Inception? No. Shreeja?
Sorry. I should have thought about that a little bit more.
Shit.
Shreeja, sorry, थोड़ा और time लेना चाहिए था तुझे.
थोड़ा ले लेता
हाँ.
तो अच्छा रहता. Science
ये-
fiction movie of the same name.
Shakya, what's your number nowadays? Is it the same as before? Just gonna message.
That the pass.
Passing to Ashish.
Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect, people thought he died in prison in 1980s, but actually he died in 2013. The answer is Mandela or the Mandela effect. Okay. It's used to refer to anything that a lot of people think is correct, but it's actually not. Ashish Shakya gets Mandela effect. Next direct will come to Chirayu. Okay, I'm talking about a famous image. Okay. The idea for the image originated from an earlier photo shoot that this guy called Sam had orchestrated in the 1940s for Friday magazine. It featured a sailor and a young girl at Coney Island playing in a wind tunnel. A playful photograph showing the girl on the cover, and the magazine sold out immediately. Over a decade later, now we are talking about 1950s, when Sam read the script for a movie released in 1955, so he saw a chance to revisit this idea and turned it into one of the most memorable images ever created. Most people also don't know that there were two separate shoots. The other one was a publicity event in New York where a large crowd of bystanders and the press were invited to create hype. Sam clicked the camera and captured her in what he always referred to as her composition. 60 years later, the picture continues to captivate. What famous picture are we talking about?
idea. Pass.
Passing to Saurav.
Just 1 second. Basically, is it the Marilyn Monroe shot of her dress, the white dress? Like,
Yes, perfect answer. 10 points to Saurav. It is the iconic
Saurav.
Marilyn Monroe photograph. It is the Marilyn Monroe's iconic flying skirt photograph. And this is what
hey,
10
thanks.
points to Saurav Mehta.
Not on zero, guys. बस यही था. Okay, KV, I have to go actually. My time's done.
मैं ये फोटो में सेलर ढूंढ रहा हूँ.
Okay, Saurav Mehta gets 10 points. I now go to Shreeja. Shreeja, there's a visual there and also some hints. Okay, age 23 years, profession medicine, duration 9 months, distance more than 8,000 kilometers. What famous personality followed this route, which later translated into a classic coming of age story?
KV, this was no way to talk about my mom like this. Okay.
I was gonna say ये ध्रुव देशपांडे का जॉगिंग ट्रैक है.
लिवरपूल होते हुए जा रहा हूं लेकिन
एक्चुअली इधर था भी ना लॉकडाउन के टाइम लास्ट ईयर.
No idea. Pass.
Okay, Shreeja passes. We go to Ashish.
This is obviously Euro trip where Scotty doesn't know, and he's no, it's not that. It's a joke. This is Che Guevara.
This is Che Guevara and Motorcycle Diaries. Okay, this is the route that Che Guevara took as a young medical professional, and of course, then a famous book, famous movie, Che Guevara, the Motorcycle Diaries.
You know, and all the famous capitalistic T-shirts about this communist.
Yeah, popular T-shirts in every college campus. Okay, next direct will be to Chirayu. Now we are talking about a phrase. Okay, we were talking about a personality. Now we are talking about a phrase. Attempts at explaining the origin of the phrase go back to mid 19th century. Now let's look at where this phrase came from. One proposed origin is from the English pubs and taverns of the 17th century. Bartenders would keep a watch on the alcohol consumption of the patrons, keeping an eye on the pints and quarts that were consumed. As a reminder to the patrons, the bartender would recommend they dash, and that's the phrase. Okay. Now there's another theory that comes from early days of printing. At such time, individual pieces of movable type were used to print things. Typesetters used to get easily confused between lowercase letter of one and lowercase letter of another, like two lowercase letters, and then they used to ruin an entire page of printed text. What is the phrase? Okay, let's look at that again. There are two possible origins. One comes from early days of printing where typesetters would mistake certain lowercase letters for each other and ruin the entire printed text because then they'll have to print again. And the other origin is that bartenders back in the day used to ask people to keep an eye out. These two hints, what phrase do you think are we talking about?
I don't know. They are full or something. No idea.
Okay, passes to Saurav.
What did Chirayu?
I guessed
the
full.
line full types, like because
Bartender वाला guess कर रहा था.
bartender. Yeah. Okay,
It's gonna sound very stupid,
go for it.
but that's why you bring me on. Stay hydrated. I don't know.
No, not Shreeja.
But bartender was an influencer.
Sorry.
Bartender was a mental health influencer.
Sorry.
Shreeja.
Just give me a moment.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, I just wrote the entire alphabet in lowercase. तो कोई same दिख भी नहीं रहे यार. Yeah. Cool. I'll also take a guess. Like Saurav, would they recommend they pace themselves?
No. Okay. Passing to Ashish.
I think the phrase is "ulti mat karo bहन के लौड़ो," which comes from Shakespeare. He was the one to invent it. No, this is "mind your P's and Q's."
Yes, that is correct. The answer is mind your P's and Q's. They used to keep an eye out on pints and quarts, hence P's and Q's. And also, if you look at lowercase letter P and Q can be confused अगर वो अलग अलग ऐसा movable piece है, you never know. Mirror image is very very similar.
Oh.
So mind your P's and Q's. Okay, great.
Dude,
Great
एक बार तो ऐसा बार में जाना है where the bartender walks up to me and he's like, mind your P's and Q's. I'm like, हट.
वो जो चिरायु टाइम ट्रैवल वाली बात कर रहा था ना, उससे होएगा.
मैं कहीं भी जाऊंगा, मैं आशीष के साथ ही जाऊंगा. मेरा ऑर्डर वही कर रहा है.
Wow, Ashish has the actual answer and a prepared set ready for each question.
And actually, I am thankful to Ashish because उनकी वजह से अब मेरे को बार-बार first chance मिलता है.
That brings us to the end of the first half. Let's have a quick look at the score.
We can skip that.
Yeah, let's.
I mean, it's simple maths.
Mind your P's and Q's. Che Guevara, Mandela, Nero burning Rom, Nimrod, and baptism by fire is on 60 points. 60. Chirayu,
Guys, please clap. ऐसे मत करो Shaq के लिए, guys. Shaq, even you have some fun. Don't worry, Shaq.
Sorry. I was looking at something.
Chirayu,
meanwhile पढ़ ही रहे होंगे.
Chirayu with Ratatouille is on 10 points.
Wow.
Saurav with Marilyn Monroe flying skirt is also on 10 points.
I always wanted to hear that phrase. Can you just repeat that? Saurav with Marilyn Monroe.
Or Saurav with Marilyn Monroe flying skirt is on 10 points.
यही edit पे रखना बस.
Yeah, Shreeja is yet to start scoring, but entire half is there. Also, yeah, Ashish might have a lot of points right now, but remember, 2 people qualify. And for the second position, the match is very, very close.
Very close.
Very close.
Oh.
Now it becomes interesting. The order changes. Okay, the order is Shreeja, Saurav, Chirayu, and Ashish. So let's begin.
Good luck Shreeja, अभी तो बहुत
Hope you're
opportunity
prepared
आएगा.
for this, Ashish.
Chirayu, please answer so that I get some directs.
Wow.
Shreeja, this is the coat of arms of Australia. Okay, coat of arms of Australia features the kangaroo and the emu, as you can see in the coat of arms right there. Apart from the fact that they are endemic Australian animals, that's one reason that they feature on the coat of arms, because both kangaroo and emu are endemic to Australia. They are often mentioned as being chosen for another reason, which is because they reflect the motto of the country, which is Advance Australia. Okay, so the motto of Australia was Advance Australia. That's one of the reasons why some people think that kangaroo and emu were chosen. This reason now has been disproven to an extent. Okay, so this might not be technically correct. But what was the reason that emu and kangaroo were chosen? And why do you think they reflect the motto of the country, which is Advance Australia?
I don't know. Is it because just venturing a guess, they're more evolved than other species?
No, not the evolution track. Saurav?
Okay, very bad guess, but one thing I've learned is you must guess. That people on YouTube can shit about how dumb you are. Okay, so you have to listen to the YouTube commenters. But maybe they were chosen because they were considered like they could jump the most, like animals that could jump from like highest jump from one position to another.
No, good track. Chirayu?
Good track. Hear that?
मैं गेस कर रहा था कि डिस्प्रूव क्यों कर दिया होगा, चिढ़ाने लगे होंगे समथिंग लाइक दैट साइमंड्स वगैरह को.
जी आ गया.
I don't pass.
Okay, passing to Ashish.
So, sorry, just to clarify a couple of things. Endemic के अलावा, the reason they were chosen is because because they thought at the time that these animals reflected the motto of the country.
Yes.
But it turns out that these animals do not reflect the motto Advance Australia.
They do not reflect the reason, which was the reason that people thought that They have been chosen because they reflect the motto of Advanced Australia. But that reason is not really correct. But it was thought for a long time that that is true.
When you said Saurav was on a good track, when you said something about jumping.
He was talking about my health.
He was relatively better track. It's what I would say.
So I know that, I mean, emu is flightless, can't really fly, and I know that there are pests in Australia. So that doesn't really go with Advanced Australia.
Okay, Shax, do you have a guess?
Basically, the fact that they have limited movement is what people learn.
No? Okay. We'll take another round, starting with Shreeja again. Make it a 5-point question. So the reason I had said that Saurav is on right track is because it is something to do with, like Shaq also in some sense, it's something to do with their movement. Okay. So only focus on how they walk. When Saurav said jump,
Got it.
think about walking, etc. That's a good
Got it.
practice. And then think how like it reflects Advanced Australia. Starting with Shreeja. Whenever Shreeja is ready, take your time.
Pass.
Passing to Saurav.
I'd just like to. I'm just feeling proud, so I'm just going to enjoy that for a few seconds. And I don't. Again, how does it connect? I don't know. I have nothing. Like just because it's the same guess only. Like just hopping from one place to another, like jumping from one place. Yeah, nothing.
Okay, no, going to Chirayu.
मुझे इतना पता था कि ये दोनों जो कैंगरू और ईमू है वो रिवर्स नहीं चलते कभी, लाइक दूसरा एनिमल की
Yeah, I'll give it to you. That's exactly the answer I was looking for. When selected,
Nice.
these animals were believed to walk only forward and not backwards. Okay, and that is why they reflected Advanced Australia, because we never take backward steps. We always move
Nice.
again. Okay, great crack. 5 points to Chirayu there. They can only walk forward is the answer I was looking for.
So, KV, this theory got disproven when Greg Chappell did that underarm bowling trick.
Yeah, and all the kangaroos went like, "Oh fuck!" and they went backwards.
चलो पीछे चलो.
Like, oh my god. That's how it works in Australia.
Clever. Okay. Now, since Chirayu got 5 points on this, next direct will be to Ashish. In the British Raj, dash were used to denote the British custom of afternoon tea that had been supplanted by the Indian practice of having a light meal at that hour. It is derived from another word, which was an English colloquial term meaning to take a little drink. By 1867, it had become naturalized among Anglo-Indians in British India to mean luncheon. What word are we talking about here?
So what term are we looking for? Like, are we looking for this thing? The afternoon tea that was then replaced by your Indian light meal. Are we looking for that?
Yeah.
Okay. So afternoon mein. Okay. Is it nashta?
Not nashta. Shreeja.
Supper.
Not supper. Going to Saurav.
Bhojan.
No. Going to Chirayu.
मेरे पास 2 गेस हैं. एक जी है तो चग हो सकता है या तो हाई टी जैसा कुछ.
No, not high. We'll take one more round with make it a 5-point question. The clue for all 4 of you is box. Okay, box.
Sorry?
The clue box. 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 Box in
BOX.
some way. Sorry, Shah.
BOX box.
Yeah. Box is a hint.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, yeah, Shags, do it.
Is it tiffin?
It is tiffin.
Nice.
It is tiffin. 5 points to Shaq. The word it derives from is called tissing. Tiffing is a English colloquial term to take a little drink.
Oh,
Right.
that's
Tiffin
cool.
box.
That's cool.
Tiffin.
Wow.
Tiffin is the right answer. Tiffin now in India, of course, means South में every meal,
South में हाँ exactly.
any meal between anything between two meals is a tiffin, and
That's
and
cool.
of course बाकी जगह tiffin box, lunch, etc. 5 point to Ashish. We now go to Shreeja. Shreeja, I'm talking about someone who came to prominence in the 1930s, first working on Broadway plays and then in motion picture, notably writing the successful comedy The Bachelor and the Bobby Soxer, which actually earned him an Academy Award in 1947-48. He went on to work in television, where his work spanned a 20-year period during which he created Patty Duke Show, I Dream of Jeannie, Heart to Heart. But the reason all of us know him is because his legacy includes 18 novels, which have sold 300 million copies, 200 TV scripts, 25 major films, 6 Broadway plays. Who are we talking about? So started writing and then wrote a comedy, won an Academy Award for that, worked in television for long. But I feel that all of us know X because of 18 novels that have sold 300 million copies, 200 TV scripts, 25 movies, 6 Broadway plays. It is a great legacy to have. Who are we talking about?
I don't know. Sydney Sheldon.
Perfect answer. It is Sydney Sheldon.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
I forgot he had written Genie. Correct. Fuck. Nice
And
answer.
Oh,
Sydney Sheldon, of course. All of
Oh
us have heard of Sydney Sheldon.
yeah. Fuck.
Look, the
I forgot.
legendary Sydney Sheldon. Great crack. 10 points to Shreeja.
my God.
शीजा बचा दिया मैं सलीम जावेद बोलने वाला था
Hard to have.
Next direct will be to Saurav. Saurav Mehta.
Yes. Oh, I didn't get it. Oh, it's just directed.
Saurav, it was the landmark and the tallest attraction of the world's Columbian Exposition in Chicago in 1893. Okay. Talking about something that was the tallest landmark in Chicago in 1893. Designed by a bridge builder named George Washington Gale Dash Jr. So the thing takes its name from this guy, okay, who began his career in the railroad industry and was founder of GWG Dash and Co. GWG Dash is his name, essentially, George Washington Gale Jr. in Pittsburgh, a firm that tested and inspected metals for railroads and bridge builders. With a height of around 80 meters, 264 feet, it was intended to rival the 324 meters, 1000 feet Eiffel Tower, which was the centerpiece of the 1889 Paris Exposition. So 1889 Paris Exposition, Eiffel Tower was the main thing. So in Chicago, 4 years later, they built this as a rival to that. Okay, and the name that was given to it was from this guy's name. Okay, what is this attraction whose name is now used in American English for all such structures? So now this name is not just used for this particular one in Chicago, but it is a generic name for anything that is similar to this. And arguably the most famous of these structures is in London. Okay, take your time, go through all the hints, and let me know what do you think we are talking about.
Oh no, wait. I know what you're. Wait, hold on. Height of. I'm gonna feel so stupid. Okay, I'm just gonna pass.
Passing to Chirayu.
I'm taking a guess because लंदन में इस हाइट के हिसाब से is it like clock tower or tower?
Not clock tower. Ashish.
Is it the Ferris wheel?
It is the Ferris wheel. His name was CWG
Oh,
Ferris
fuck.
Jr.
Ah.
And the name comes from there.
मुझे लगा ये नहीं होगा इसलिए मैं clock tower.
Ferris wheel.
पास में ही है उसके ओपन के पास में ही है
सामने
लंदन
ही
है
है.
यार नाम ही नहीं आता मुझे लंदन आई ऐसे just
Same.
Ferris wheel. Ferris wheel is correct. 10 points to Ashish. So the next direct will come to Shreeja. We often talk about XY as a collective phrase nowadays, and it is considered to be quintessential part of American history. However, originally the materials X and Y differed, neither of which came from America, by the way. X was coarser, more durable, and of higher quality than Y. It is believed that both of these materials get their name from the places of their origin. X is believed to have come from this place in France, while Y comes from this place in Italy. What are X and Y?
ये like are these metals or like cloth? या ये आगे के hint में पता चलेगा ना.
हाँ, अभी इतना ही है.
सही बात है. Iron ore.
Not iron ore. Saurav?
Iron and steel.
Not iron and steel. Chirayu?
Pass.
Chat?
Denim jeans.
Yeah, X comes from the names in France, and Y comes from jeans in French, and it is denim and jeans. Okay, 10 points to Ashish.
यार
Just
ये
see, so
एकदम सुनील पाल लेवल हिंट था ये.
every try run, mock run that I've done, everyone told me the answer is right there. Why you keeping this?
Yeah, I was also thinking कि मतलब
Yeah,
answer उधर ही
it's
है.
right there, and put like at least remove the
यार
French.
वो सोचा like कि यही होता है ना, ओवरथिंक कर देते.
And every time I said, "Don't worry, people will miss it," and that is exactly what happened. All three people missed, not even one. Okay, the one.
बताओ, आयन ओर की बात कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, denim.
And you know, a magnetic ore which pulls people together is तेरी ओर.
Denim comes from the jeans.
Participant भी
Oh
आशीष.
man.
The jeans come from Genoa and Italy, which in French is jeans. Okay. Denim and jeans. Shaq gets 10 more points. I'm going to Shreeja now. We are coming back from America. We are coming to India. Okay. Talking about a certain place that is named after the Hindu lawgiver Dash. Okay. The name X, like the place's name, is regarded as a derivative of Dash Ale, which we know is the abode of Dash. Okay. Legend has it that the Dash, okay, he stepped off his ark in this place in X to recreate human life after a great flood had deluged the world. The valley is often referred to as the Valley of the Gods. Old X village has an ancient temple dedicated to Dash. All these Dash are the same. We're talking about the Hindu lawgiver Dash is the same Dash everywhere. What popular tourist destination are we talking about that is set on the river Beas in English or Beas in Hindi? Let's look at all the hints. We're talking about a popular tourist destination. We're talking about the river Beas or Beas, जिसके bank पे the place is set. Okay. Now the reason, the origin of the name of the place, it's named after the Hindu lawgiver Dash. Okay. So Dash Ale से derive हुआ है current word. Okay. Legend is why it's named after Dash is because he stepped here to recreate human life after a great flood had deluged the world. Also, extra hint is that the old X village, so example if X is Bombay, then old Bombay village also has an ancient temple dedicated to Dash. What popular tourist destination are we talking about?
केदारनाथ.
Not Kedarnath, Saurav.
We pass.
Passing to Chirayu.
मेघ.
No, not Meghalaya. Ashish.
I'm trying to give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to state के हिसाब से जा रहा हूँ मैं ज़्यादा. So wait, this place is still called something Ale? No.
No, it derives from there. It's a
Okay.
derivative of that.
Set on the river Bias. Oh, is it Manali?
Yes, Manu.
Yeah.
Manu Ale and Manu Ale comes to Manali.
And Himachal में होगा वो guess था.
Yes. Manali comes from Manu Ale. Manali. So Shaq gets 10 points. Going to Shreeja now. Shreeja, this is your direct. It has been claimed that as many as 2 out of 5 people in existence today owe their life to the discoveries of Jewish chemist Fritz Haber. Okay. In 1909, Haber worked with Bayer Chemicals to develop the Haber-Bosch process, a means to produce ammonia, which is a crucial component of fertilizer, from atmospheric nitrogen. So they figured out how to produce ammonia from atmospheric nitrogen. That make fertilizer, and that helped the whole world because fertilizer produced brought a huge increase in crop yield all over the world, eradicated famine from large parts of the world. Now, after all this, ironically, though this fertilizer saved a lot of lives, Haber and his discovered process of nitrogen production is largely denounced by young German students today. Okay, why do you think the young German students today denounce Haber and his process?
The answer is wrong, then it will sound very, very stupid. Is it the same compound that was used in gas chambers or concentration camps?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. It is uh, Zyklon B, the chemical
Zyklon
used
B.
in Nazi gas chambers, was made using Haber process. So yeah, anything to do with that, I'll give 10 points to you, Shreeja. Now we come to the next question, which is direct to Saurav. Saurav, this is a book that says what every man thinks about apart from sex. Okay, this is a book titled "What Every Man Thinks About Apart from Sex." It's a rather unique 200-page book by Sheridan Simov. It proved to be a cult hit and outsold both Harry Potter and the Da Vinci Code within weeks of its release on Amazon.com. Reviews include this book will undoubtedly become a great companion in the millennia old philosophical debate about whether or not you actually can judge a book by its cover. I want you guys to tell me what is so special about this book. Why is this book unique or different from other books?
Just taking a guess, was it that all the pages inside were blank, like they were empty?
Perfect answer. It is that is correct. It is a blank book. The book contains only blank pages. What every man thinks about, apart from sex, every page is blank. Okay. 10
तो
points.
ये जिसने खरीदा उसने दूसरे को नहीं बताया.
It's just a diary in disguise, guys. That's what it is. It's a sketchbook in a diary in disguise.
Okay. Cool. Wow. Okay. It has finally happened. I avoided. I thought it will not happen. Shaq had 60 after the first half. He got
Oh, that
5
was
points for
first half.
Tiffin. Ferris wheel 10 points. Denim and jeans 10 more points. And Manali also 10 more points. So 35 in second. Shaq ends on 95.
Wow.
Okay. Chirayu had 10 and he got the Emu
15.
Kangaroo Funda 5 points. So Chirayu ends on 15. Okay. Saurav Mehta had 10 in the first half, and this is where it gets tricky. Saurav Mehta had 10 and then he got blank pages answer. And so he has 20 points total. Shreeja had 0 in the first half, but she got Sydney Sheldon and she got the gas chamber Funda. So 20 as well. So we have a tie between Shreeja and Saurav.
Woohoo!
And
Wow,
we'll now have a tiebreaker
man,
to decide who joins
can't
Jack
can't believe
as
you
the
have
second
to,
list.
send
Okay.
your tiebreaker question on Shreeja and I. That's
Yeah.
I don't. Just,
But Chirayu still in the game now.
No, so we have
नहीं.
a new tiebreaker rule, which I'll explain now because my tiebreakers have been widely criticized in the Quitting with the Comedians fraternity. So we are making a change now. This is what's going to happen. Okay. So a question will come on screen, and then one of you can raise your hand as a buzzer. The only trick is if you raise your hand and you get it right, you qualify. If you get it wrong, you get negative, and hence the other person qualifies.
Oh, damn.
okay. And what if neither of us raise our hands? Which not because of strategy, we may just not know.
Then I'll keep adding clues and
Okay.
see at what point you guys.
Got it.
और ये नेगेटिव कितना कुछ 5-6 होगा तो फिर मेरा चांस है.
Okay, all the best. This is only for Saurav and Shrija. Someone visited the Hemambika temple in 1978 when X's career was at an all-time low. The image shown is the deity of the temple and inspired X to create. Did you raise your hand, Shrija?
Oh shit, yeah.
Go for it. Just tell
Okay.
me who is the person and what was the creation.
Sorry. Oh fuck. अरे there are two possibilities. अरे यार this गलत हो गया मेरा. Is this Ashtavinayak Films?
No, it's not
Oh,
Ashton.
shit, man.
It's not Ashtavinayak Films. Okay. So
Saurav,
Yay.
yes, Saurabh.
So now what happens? I just win because Shreeja acted confident, essentially.
Yes.
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 Okay. Okay. Got it. But
Unless you
can I
wanna-
just take a guess? Yeah.
the rule is subject to change. We can modify and then
No,
we can
no, no, no. आज शीशा मैंने अभी तुझे बेस्ट ऑफ लक भी नहीं बोला था तू ऐसे ठीक है तो
अरे यार मेरे को लगा यार मैंने कुछ और सोचा है ना नहीं यार उसमें तो ऑलरेडी आंसर कुछ और है यार पैनिक कर
Yeah.
गई मैं
So basically, we were looking. Someone's career was going down in 1978, and X went to this temple and got inspired from this for a certain creation. Yes, Saurabh, do you want to take a guess just for fun?
just for fun, right?
Yeah.
Can you just say that? I'm not taking any risk. Just say that. Say that. Okay. Was it Jitendra?
No. Shaq, Chirayu, any guesses?
नहीं
Is this Rajshri?
No, not Rajshri. Nothing to do with movies at all.
Oh, okay.
Career is political, actually.
Oh.
Oh, acha. 1 second. I mean, we're just guessing right now.
Yeah. So then
PTSD radios.
Karunanidhi?
Karunanidhi? No, not Karunanidhi.
Oh.
अब फिर तो क्या ये इज दिस
अरे बोल दे अब तो श्रीजा अब क्या अब
अब तो इज दिस
हाँ.
कांग्रेस का फिर
Yeah, it is Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi and the Congress.
Oh my God.
Indira Gandhi and
Nice.
Congress farm symbol.
Nice.
Ah,
Oh, I wonder why her career was at an all-time low in 78. क्या कुछ हुआ था क्या तभी?
Oh, nice. ये भी तो हिंट था
okay.
क्या यार सॉरी
यार
This is the new-
इवेंचुअली आई गॉट इट राइट नो दे दो मुझे यार सौरभ
No,
हाँ ले ले यार मुझे मतलब ऐसे कोई इसमें कुछ there is no glory in living like this anyway buddy
स्टार्टिंग में क्विज मास्टर गॉड था अब ये ले लो यार ले लो
Okay, so there was a tiebreaker between Saurav and Shreeja where the rule was that whoever goes for it first and gets it right will qualify, but if get it wrong, they get minus points and don't qualify.
Sorry.
Saurav, Mehta and Shreeja went for it, but unfortunately didn't get it right, which means Saurav Mehta qualifies by default, which means the two semi-finalists from this quarterfinal are Ashish Shakya and Saurav Mehta. Shreeja, always having it's a pleasure having you here. Statistically, Shreeja has participated in most number of Quizzing with the Comedians for some reason. Okay, the fans can go and figure out why. But she, in terms of number of editions participated, she's on top. Okay, more than anyone else. Okay, and always a pleasure hosting you. Chirayu, thank you for coming. And Shax and Saurav Mehta, all the best.